You may have heard by now that Jackass legend Johnny Knoxville suffered brain damage from an injury he sustained while filming Jackass Forever. But what you may not know is another very serious injury occurred to a lesser-known member of the cast who goes by the name of Poopies, also known as Sean McInerney.
Poopies made a name for himself real quick.
Poopies, who is a surfer and up-and-coming YouTuber, recently joined the Jackass team as a rookie member. And he almost lost his left hand when he was bitten by a Caribbean reef shark in a stunt gone wrong. He required multiple major surgeries when 2 arteries and all of the tendons in his hand were severed by a shark bite. The injury was so severe that it could have actually killed him. The stunt gone wrong occurred in summer of 2021, when the Jackass crew was filming a collaboration with the Discovery Channel for Shark Week. The idea behind the stunt was to recreate a famous scene from the hit TV show Happy Days, where the Fonz jumps a shark on a set of water skis.
We were all fired up, and maybe collectively we were firing it up and making it seem like it was less dangerous than it was.
So they gave him a Fonzie jacket, put him on a wakeboard, and had him jump a ramp over shark-infested waters. The stunt went horribly wrong when the driver of the jet ski went way too slow, launching Poopies only about 4 or 5 feet off the ramp and directly into the shark pit below. He immediately tried to swim out of harm's way, but suffered massive injuries to his left hand when he was bitten by a shark.
I knew I got bit. Remember when I got bit, dude, I thought I was gonna get attacked by like 6 more sharks. And luckily I didn't.
Miraculously, the other sharks left him alone, which likely spared him his life, but his left hand was so severely injured that it was almost completely severed. This was still a very serious injury that was potentially life-threatening, but luckily the on-site safety team quickly extracted him from the water, wrapped his hand in a tourniquet, and took him to a local hospital. Even Jackass veterans Steveo and Chris Pontius were left in shock about what had just occurred.
I don't think there's ever been a scarier moment when we were filming.
When it first happened, I was horrified. It was probably one of the scariest thing I've ever seen.
This was easily the most serious injury in Jackass history, and to make matters worse, it happened while they were filming outside of the United States. Sean had to wait for government clearance before he could get on a medical jet, get back to the US, and find a surgeon to fix his hand.
Straight to Florida. And then, dude, that's when
Where in Florida?
Dude, that's when it got real. Dude,
Yeah.
So I started thinking about everything, you know, that the shark bite happened so quick, man, and I got out of there so quick. Now it's like I have to deal with this thing. And, dude, they unwrapped it in Florida. Bro, the thing falls off again.
Oh, my God.
What do you mean falls off?
He immediately underwent 2 major surgeries on his hand, and doctors were able to reattach 2 arteries and all of the tendons that were severed by the shark bite. Shortly after recovering from his injuries, Poopy sat down with Tony Hawk and Jason Ellis on the Hawk vs. Wolf podcast to show off the injuries to his hand. Amazingly, they were able to restore most of the function back to his left hand, but of course with such a serious injury it will never be the same. And that's the story behind the most serious injury in Jackass history that almost took a man's life, and you've probably never even heard of this guy.
All right, you guys, today is the day. I'm gonna surf for my first time back from my accident.
His recovery seems to be going pretty well, and according to the Poopies YouTube channel, he's already back to surfing. This wasn't the first injury that he has been known to suffer from as a result of doing stunts. According to his YouTube channel, he also suffered a possible back fracture after jumping from an oil rig in the middle of the ocean. Unfortunately, the serious hand injury that he suffered from filming Jackass will likely affect him for the rest of his life.
Was it worth it? I would say on this one, you know, he's going to have use of his hand and he's going to have all this attention.
Sean McInerney has paid a very high price to be a rookie member of the Jackass team, and unfortunately he is not a highly paid celebrity like Johnny Knoxville, Steveo, or Chris Pontius is.
I have a sour taste in my mouth about Jeff Tremaine. He only gave Poopies, the new guy, $35,000 of a movie that made $100 million in the box office.
To add insult to injury, Bam Margera claims that Jackass Forever producer Jeff Tremaine only paid Poopies about $35,000 to be in the movie. which is a relatively tiny amount of money considering its huge financial success.
This is awkward, but it's safe to say that you didn't get paid a whole bunch to be in the new Jackass movie.
Yeah, we can say that.
Poopies has stated in interviews that he is struggling financially and is essentially broke after spending much of his Jackass money eating good food and buying his dream truck.
Life's hard right now, man. It's a struggle out here. I didn't have any gas money. Like, I'm broke.
However, Poopies has now made a name for himself in a way that will never be forgotten. The shark bite incident will likely go down as the craziest stunt gone wrong in Jackass history.
This will be the best thing that ever happened to you in your life.
So despite not being a well-known member of the Jackass crew, he will surely never be forgotten by the franchise. Be sure to check out the Poopies YouTube channel for the full uncensored video covering the shark bite incident. I will leave a link to his channel in the video description below. Check out his other videos and maybe even consider buying some merch. He really deserves all of the support he can get.